again, everyone. Vanessa Kelman here. So, today I wanted to touch on something that was kind of mentioned in my previous video, but was also brought to my attention at my last author event. So, I attend many in person events, book festivals, and the like, where I can connect with potential readers and sign my books and all of that kind of thing. So, I was asked when I was sharing a little bit about what I write, if my books had any romance in it. So when I explained that it was women's fiction, she said, "Oh, so they don't have romance in them." And that can be kind of a confusing bit, right? Because there is women's fiction and there is romance. And which fits into which. So I want to touch a little bit about the difference between the two and how it works. So women's fiction, which is what I write primarily, is about character development. It is about the person determining who they are, what they want. They have to grow and evolve in some kind of way. That is the primary purpose of the story, is their growth and their development and their changes over time or however they're working on. In romance, the primary purpose of the story is the romantic relationship. So you have whoever the main characters are, and ultimately the purpose of the romance is that they're going to get together, right? That is the purpose of a romance novel, is for the people in the book to get together romantically, and that's how it works. So that being said, they are not individual in the sense that one cannot have elements of the other. So in women's fiction, even though the primary purpose is that character development and seeing where the characters are going to grow, how they're going to develop over time, that does not mean that there can't be elements of romance in there. So all of my books do have romantic relationships as part of them. They are just not the focus of the story. They are not the purpose of the story. They are not we in the beginning meet these people and at the end those people are together in a relationship. That's not how the story progresses. And in a romance novel, you can have a lot of character development also. You can have more of a plot. They tend to kind of fall into categories, right? Even within the romance, there's like subgenres where you can have more like the bodice rippers, right? Where it's all about, the physical relationship and getting those two people together. And then you have some that have more of a plot, if you want to put it that way, where there is more of the character development along the way, where you get more of the reasoning of, where are these people, why are they at where they um, why are they at this point in their lives, and how do they come across meeting, and how do they or don't they fit together. So there can be the character development and growth as the story progresses there as well. It's just not the primary focus. So the difference between the romance and the women's fiction doesn't mean that they can't have elements of each other. It's what the purpose or the focus of the story is. So is it the romantic relationship in the case of romance, or is it the character development in the case of the women's fiction, where they are the growing and developing? So hopefully that clarifies a little bit. So while I write primarily women's fiction, all of my stories also have elements of romance in it as well. There are romantic relationships that are part of the story, just not the bulk of the story. So I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out. I would love to further explain any questions that you may have. And I'm sure there are many other people who have also shared information on this topic as well. It's not an uncommon theme. So uh, I will catch you next time. And until then, have a great day. Bye.